Welcome to an emergency JTT edition of Scoop World Order. I am with Nevadabuck. Nevadabuck, how was your Friday going an hour ago, and how is it going now?
Well, it was kind of feeling like kind of a quiet day, kind of getting ready to go play a little golf, kind of relax, kind of do some things, and then just pandemonium broke loose, and we've got a five alarm JTT update, and everything's happening and happening very fast. So it's exciting times.
So, give us the ditty. What's going down? What have you heard? And kind of just handicap. Obviously, he said Alabama's out now. Handicap the remaining horses. It's Ohio State, it's Washington, it's Oregon, it's USC. Just kind of give us a rundown of each of the four remaining schools. And obviously, I know where you're confident where he's headed, but just give us a rundown on each school.
Well, I mean, you've always felt that Washington was just kind of the courtesy visit and kind of the placeholder school, and I don't think there's really been a lot of buzz about them, and coming in and out of that situation, there's never been a feeling that he was going to go there. It didn't really make a lot of sense, and so I put them at like a 1% chance of getting the order. You've got USC, who Helton's done a fine job, and he's got some recruits, and it's the thing. But JTT's never seemed that excited about it. Helton's on thin ice, and I put that one, say, a 2% chance of him going to USC, just based upon there wasn't a lot of it out from the USC side when they came out, and that you would certainly think if they had made inroads, that would have been a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more excited. And then the last visit, the Oregon visit, they've had some recent success with Thibodeau, and it's close to home, and you've got Nike and Phil Knight and something, and you never want to discount any of those things, and you need some beautiful facilities. So I'd put them at, say, a 5%, but I've got really good contacts on the Oregon staff, and what I can say to you without equivocations, they did not feel great coming out of that visit. They did not feel like they were getting them. Now, Ohio State's been in that situation before where they didn't feel like they were getting a kid and they got a kid. So it's not unprecedented. It's not impossible that it could happen. But I can tell you from a guy on the Oregon staff who was in the meetings, they didn't feel like he was leaning forward. They felt like he was kind of exhausted from all these trips, that he kind of was preoccupied, that he kind of had an idea of where he wanted to go. And they weren't sure where that was, but they didn't feel it was going to be Oregon. And then that leaves Ohio State. And Ohio State, I can tell you, they felt like they got the order. They felt like they had the order coming in. They felt like they had the order coming out. At the end of the visit, they didn't even want any coverage of the end of the visit because they just didn't want it. They just wanted it all for him to go home. I can tell you, They were thinking that he might go home and may cancel these visits, and Bill Green mentioned some of that a while back. He said Ohio State's going to go for the order and try to convince him to do it, and I can tell you, it clearly resonated with him because JT decided I don't want to get on a plane and drag my family across the country when I know where I want to go, when I've always known where I want to go. So with the 1 and the 2 and the 5. I guess that leaves Ohio State at like a 92% chance. I can tell you in this game, it's only 100% or zero. And Ohio State feels like they got them. So Ohio State feels like it's 100%. Nothing's ever 100% in recruiting. We all know that. But I don't know how you can't, take what happened today is anything but a great thing for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, and I think all of the pomp and rolling out the red carpet for JTT, and then the fact that he cancels Bama and they don't have a chance to match or surpass that is huge, obviously. And Bank made a good point, like the scheme fit. When you run a 4-down line set like we always do, and you have Larry Johnson coaching you, and then you have Jack Sawyer on the other side of you. I mean, I can't imagine a better path to trying to become a high-level NFL prospect. I mean, you've got another 5-star DN on the other side. You've got 2 of your best friends, with G. Scott, Emeka's here. Yeah, the family seemed supremely comfortable when I was at the airport and they got off the plane and they saw Larry Johnson and Ryan Day and they did the Hawaiian shirt thing, the Tommy Bahama shirts, and I thought it was all great. I mean, I thought that there were some people that thought it might have been tacky or corny, but I thought it was just cool because they're putting forth the effort. Like they had the Hawaiian leis ready and they had the shirts, and you can say that, whatever, but I thought that he liked it, and the media coverage. You're like, well, how could you ever cover that? I'm like, well, it wasn't an accident that we knew when he was landing. I mean, that wasn't, that was a little bit of a thing where they wanted it to be a little bit of like a TMZ kind of thing for the kid and say, hey, look, it's real important here in Columbus. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy. Seems like he's got a great family. He's obviously a great player. I've talked to some guys at camp this week. I mean, I think he can really make a major difference this year, let alone next year when the depth chart will be be pretty barren. So it'll be good, man. Any timeline on the commitment, Nevada, or any other nuggets you have towards this? Because you were the first guy to go on this with that equal sign.
Yeah, I think the thing on this is, while this has seemed like a little bit of a circus for some people and a little bit of a process, this is exactly how we were told this was going to go down. I mean, everything that's happened up until this point has followed the form. It's been exactly what we were told. How, when, the order, and the ultimate outcome. So the only chapter in this thing that hasn't been written yet is that final order for Ohio State, which we've been told is coming. But everything else has happened the way it was supposed to. So I would imagine he'll take a couple of days, and with our luck, he'll probably announce Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. as the site is being maintained. But I think it's going to happen pretty soon because he knows where he wants to go. He's known where he wants to go, and now I think he wants to get down to business because they realize, heck, it's the end of June, beginning of July. I need to get there. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's all going to be about, doing stuff, picking the right time to make the announcement. But I think he's going to be in full go mode, and I know that Ohio State feels supremely confident. They felt supremely confident coming out of the visit. They feel supremely confident now, and with the Bama visit being canceled, it's just more. I just think it's more indication that they're reading the situation accurately and correctly, and that Ohio State fans are going to get a really nice jolt here very, very shortly.
Yeah, and the weirdest thing about this is this kid's going to commit, and he's literally going to be playing football for us in a month. So, I mean, most of these times, I mean, obviously, the olden days of signing it used to be on February, now it's in December. So you got a full 8 months before the kid's actually practicing. Dude, JTT is going to be here August 5th practicing for the Buckeyes. So it's he's going to sign up, and I mean, he's got to get here ASAP because, man, they're going to be right in the thick of summer conditioning. And, I don't have any doubts about him being in shape, but it's, there's one thing to be in shape high school shape. There's nothing to be in Ohio State football shape. And I mean, these guys are getting torn up by Mickey every day, and they're running their gassers in the heat. And, hopefully he'll get committed and get here sooner than later. Cause I think, getting with the guys, hitting the ground running in ripper shape is huge. Cause, anytime a new kid comes in, he's always got a little bit of an acclimation period that they put him through, mandatorily. But I think it's going to be exciting to see him because I think he could give us some pass rush juice game one. Just put him in, on third down and let him come off the edge with Jack Sawyer, and let's see if we can get to the quarterback. So it's going to be exciting. I'm just excited to see him. He's a lot bigger than I thought he would be in person. He's a big joker, and I mean he's all that, and he's athletic, and I'm excited for Larry Johnson. I think he did a great job on this, and Ryan Day did a great job on this. So it's a good day for the Buckeyes. So any final closing thoughts, Nevada? I'm going to get this up because people are blowing my phone up that they're like, where's the podcast at? I was like, well, we got to film it first, and then we're going to throw it up for you. So any final thoughts?
Yeah, no, I like I said, I think, obviously canceling this last visit with Bama is all about time saving, and so that he can get started his college journey. Because there's no other reason to do that than that. And, what I'd say for Ohio State fans is buckle up, get ready for some good news. And I'm excited for the kid. I'm excited to see what he can do. I'm excited to see what he can do opposite Jack Sawyer, as you mentioned earlier, because I don't think we've ever had. I mean, I can't think of a time where we've had two freshmen like this at the same time, that are this highly regarded and can rush the passer the way these two guys can. And it's going to be that's, as you know, that's the key to defense is, if you can make the quarterback uncomfortable, it makes every part of your defense a lot better. And I think the Ohio State defense just got a lot better today. So it's going to be fun. The Ohio State fans, stay close to the computer, be looking for updates, because I think this thing's going to all be coming down very, very soon.
Yeah, and it's an exciting time of Buckeye Scoop, man. That equal signs out there in January, and that thread has been bumped up, and people are going nuts in it. So it's going to be a fun few days on the Scoop. Well, appreciate you, my man. I'm going to get this up ASAP. Thank you, Buckeye Scoop family, for everything. Obviously, the boards are going to be on fire all day, all weekend, and look forward to chatting with you guys on it. All right, see ya.